Hey guys, All American Critic here with my second review of today. Uh, Now, remember all the thumbs up that I had when I talked about Blood Sea and the smiles I probably had on camera? Maybe not because I'm a little tired, but I think I had some smiles in there and all the good things I had to say about it. Well, those aren't going to really be in this video because Corpse Party, a 4-episode OVA that I kind of wasted a little over 2 hours of my time watching today, is not very good, and you probably shouldn't watch it, and you should probably watch Blood Sea instead. So, if that's all you wanted to know, see ya. Don't really got to worry about it, because the rest of this video is probably just going to be me hating on this show. And if you're really into the show, then I guess you can hate me, I suppose, because I really found it to be a waste of my time. So, basically, Corpse Party is this really short. It's its own OVA series, so it's 4 1 hour episodes, and it's based upon, I guess, a video game. I don't know if it's a visual novel or a game, to be honest, but I've seen a lot of flack on the internet about this anime, mostly from the actual people that play the game, which is also upsetting to me. I mean, I've never played the game, but I feel like I kind of feel bad for those people because they obviously really like their game and it got an anime adaptation, and they really kind of dropped the ball on it because this thing's not very good. It's not very entertaining at all. I will give it this. So let's start with the only good I guess I could talk about it. Sort of two things. If you are really, really, really into gore, and don't mind that it's just gore for the sake of gore, and just you wanna check it off on your list as one of the goriest pieces of animation that you've ever seen, then I guess Corpse Party kind of fits it. And secondly, the animation of such scenes and others, the overall animation, I would say, is actually pretty good. Score-wise, I gave the animation a 7 out of 10. So basically, if I don't think I've really explained this in my videos yet before, I rate these shows on its story, presentation, characters, entertainment, I'm sorry, and rewatch value. I had to think of entertainment because the show wasn't very entertaining. And they're all based out of 10, so I score it out of 50. And then the score based upon the 50, if it was a 25 out of 50, it would be a 50, so an F. And then afterwards I graded accordingly. So that's the highest mark of the show was its presentation, because the scenes that you would expect to really look nice are the really gory scenes, because there's a lot of organs and blood and stuff in this show, and it looks pretty good, and the characters look pretty good, and the whole realm that they're in is pretty good. So that's out of the way now. So good for you, Corpse Party. You look pretty good, and I guess you have gore for the sake of gore. Now let's get to the bad. So story-wise, it's basically about this group of, I guess, high schoolers, I think, and one of their teachers, and honestly I don't remember some of this, but one of the kids is leaving, I believe, and they do this weird ritual thing where they take this doll made out of paper, and they all take a piece of it, and once they all take a piece of it, they do this weird chant thing, or they think of something a bunch of times in their head. And they rip it, and it caused next thing they know, there's this weird earthquake, and they fall through the floor, and they're trapped in what this old haunted school thing where a bunch of kids died, and they're kind of getting slaughtered. And honestly, that part was kind of cool, I guess, because the characters of the show aren't very cool either. But just story-wise, it's just too short for its own good, because it doesn't develop really at all, and you can't really attach to the story. I was just really bored Like, this thing only took me like a little over 2 hours to watch, and I just found it like boring. I didn't care about really what was happening. Also, because I didn't really care about the characters, I kind of wanted them to die, and like part of me feels like the series like wanted you to think that just so you could check out it's like gore porn that it is, and I mean the way they die is like kind of cool sometimes, and other times it's not that cool really. But character-wise, you don't really get attached to any of these kids. I mean, I don't even remember like most of their names, and a lot of them end up getting the axe anyway. And it like there's this whole like, group of class, but there's only like group of kids in this class rather, and there's only like one or two that really like do anything, and even them I don't care about as much. And so this show just is just so boring and dull, and just the plot like jumped. And I don't know why. I know I never played the game, but like you gotta like give a little explanation. And it's like there's just like jumps in the story. Like okay, so they're in. I don't want to spoil too much. But don't watch this anyway. But so there's like the ghosts that are haunting them and killing them and stuff like that. There's a certain way that you can sort of get rid of them, and you can like allow them to like stop haunting you, and they get like access like to heaven, I guess. Like their soul gets like released, and there's a way to do that. And the two kids that kind of do some stuff in the story, I don't really want to call them main characters because they're not really. They do this with one of the girl ghosts. And this happens to her. And they're like, oh, wow, I guess this works. And it's not like an easy thing. Like, they have to find this kind of hard thing to find and give it to that specific ghost. And next thing you know, after they do this, it like jumps forward to where they're like, oh, wow, can't believe we did that with that group of ghosts. Like, how? Like, why? I was really confused. All of a sudden, like, they just did it to that first ghost, and that was already hard, and then we just jump forward, and then they're like, wow, I mean, I wanted, like, one of them to pull, like, the Staples button out and be like, well, that was easy. Too bad all of our friends are getting, like, hacked to death all over the place. I don't know, it just jumped. I don't know if it explains that. If you play the game, just tell me if it explains that somewhere. Also, if it explains the ending, because the ending is ridiculously terrible and doesn't make any sense to me. And it's just, oh my god, the anime just left me with a headache. And it's sad that this is how I finished. And you guys, I got some votes for this from you guys. I don't know if you were trying to troll me, or I'm sure I could see how some people might enjoy this because it's straight up like gore porn. If you like that kind of thing, I usually like gory stuff. One of my favorite movie scenes ever is, I remember when I was a kid, I saw, it's not a horror movie, but Starship Troopers, at the very beginning of the film, there's like a news reporter guy, he gets chopped in half by a giant bug. Okay, so I don't mind like gory stuff. And I really liked Blood Sea. Blood Sea is really gory, but Blood Sea also actually has an interesting story. This doesn't at all. Blood Sea has some characters I cared about. This doesn't at all. And it just, oh my god, it was just not fun to watch. Presentation-wise, it was okay, but characters failed to get me attached to them. Story failed to get my attention. Just, oh my goodness. Entertainment, I just was bored. Just bored. And would I ever watch this again? Probably not. The only way I could see, maybe, like, if you could save yourself some time, I'd probably just YouTube, like, the gory parts of the show, and those are the best parts of the show. Because everything else you don't need to watch. You won't get anything. And I'm sorry if you ended up really liking the video game and you really like the show. I'm sorry. And I'm double sorry for the people that really like the video game, because I'm sure the game is way better. It has to be. And then they came out with this piece of garbage. Because this is one of the, the worst anime I've ever had to sit through. And, oh, man. Yeah, that being said, oh, goodness. This show, for me, barely squeaks in with a D minus. I really wanted to give it an F, but I mean, some of the gory parts were kind of cool, and the presentation wasn't awful. So it's not a complete failure of a show for me. I've still yet to really seen like a absolute fail, like you fail of a show. And this came really close. This is definitely the worst one I've seen so far, guys. So I mean, if you're gonna keep suggesting bad ones to me, I guess let's go. But this show gets a D minus. So yeah, tell me what you guys thought. Am I overreacting? I don't know. I don't think the majority of opinions I've seen online kind of agree with me. And if you know anything about that ending, please like let me know. Like, just give me like a link to somewhere that'll like tell me like what the hell that was, because it's just, oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, don't watch that. But please continue to watch me. Please comment and subscribe, guys. This has been a fun month. I'm really glad that I started to do this. I hope I'm making videos that you guys can enjoy. Please, if you want me to change anything, please let me know. As always, thanks for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Probably be on Monday with Monday Night Vlog. So, thanks, guys. This is the All Bearing Critic, signing out.